What's it like to be an explorer? We actually know the answer to that question because most explorers keep diaries of all of the things that they experienced and saw. Take, for example, Charles Darwin. Almost 200 years ago, Charles Darwin went onto a ship called the Beagle and sailed all the way around the world, discovering new plants and animals and places that he had never been before. And as he did that, he kept a diary where he drew the pictures of the things that he had seen and wrote detailed notes about all the places he had been. And I actually have a copy of his diary, so let's read a little bit of an excerpt. Here we go. This is from September 17th. In the morning we landed on Chatham Island, which, like the others, rises with a tame and rounded outline, interrupted only here and there by scattered hillocks, the remains of former craters. Nothing could be less inviting than the first appearance. A broken field of black basaltic lava is everywhere, covered by a stunted brushwood, which shows little signs of life. The dry and parched surface, having been heated by the noonday sun, gave the air a close and sultry feeling, like that of a stove. We fancied that even the bushes smelt unpleasantly. Although I diligently tried to collect as many plants as possible, I succeeded in getting only 10 kinds, and such wretched-looking little weeds would have better become an Arctic than an equatorial flora. The natural history of this archipelago is very remarkable. It seems to be a little world within itself, the greater number of its inhabitants, both vegetable and animal, being found nowhere else. As I shall refer to this subject again, I will only here remark, as forming a striking character on first landing, that the birds are strangers to man. So tame and unsuspecting were they, that they did not even understand what was meant by stones being thrown at them, and quite regardless of us, they approached so close that any number of them might have been killed with a stick. In my walk, I met 2 large tortoises, each of which must have weighed at least 200 pounds. One was eating a piece of cactus, and, when I approached, it looked at me, and then quietly walked away. The other gave a deep hiss and drew in its head. These huge reptiles, surrounded by the black lava, the leafless shrubs, and large cacti, appear to my fancy like some antediluvian animals. So that's Charles Darwin exploring the Galapagos Islands. Can we be explorers too? Absolutely. There are places in our homes that we might not have even spent a lot of time exploring. For example, under our bed, in our closet, in the basement, in the attic. And what I'm going to do today is explore the attic and see what I can find there, pretending that I'm a great explorer, just like Charles Darwin. Well, that was an unexpected end to an exciting adventure. How do I write about it? Well, I am writing a journal, so... And the first thing you do for a journal is you write the date for each entry. So today is May 19th, 2020. And now I'm going to start writing about the adventure, starting from the beginning and working my way towards the end. Just like a story, except it's a little bit shorter. So, what did I do first? Oh yeah. I opened the wooden door and walked up the steps into the attic. The next thing that Charles Darwin did was describe the weather, so I'm going to do the same thing. The air is a bit cooler than in the rest of the house, but it is not nearly as dark as I expected. What happened next? Oh yeah, I spotted a pile of beige fluff. I extracted a small sample so I could analyze it later in the lab. I saw a white wooden shelf filled with all sorts of mysterious objects. What did I see on that shelf again? Oh yeah, there was that. It was a fencing helmet. But remember, I'm an explorer discovering this for the first time. So I don't want to say I saw a fencing helmet. What I want to do is describe it as if it's something new and strange. So how will I do that? I found a dome about the size of a honeydew melon, made mostly out of wires. See, that describes what the fencing helmet looked like, but I didn't say I found a fencing helmet. I made it strange and unusual. And just to make it more strange and unusual, I'm going to write, maybe it is used for cooking. Okay, new paragraph. I want to describe my surroundings a bit more. The walls of the attic are not solid, but puffy, like a little bit like a teddy bear. Scattered around the room are all sorts of wooden and foam objects. Some painted bright blue. That's good for now. I've described my settings a lot. I want to pay a bit more attention now to individual things that I might have seen in the attic. For example, I spotted another shelf. Boy, I sure did use the word I a lot at the beginning of all these sentences. Look, I opened the door, I spotted a pile of beige fluff, I extracted a small sample, I saw a white wooden shelf, I found a dome. I think I started too many sentences with I. There's got to be some other way to add a bit more variety to the sentences. Maybe I could use transition phrases or transition words. Those are things that help move you from one sentence to another. I'm going to go back and add some transition phrases and transition words, and let's see if it looks a bit better. It's easier to read, it's got more variety, it's not just I all the time. So, I opened the wooden door? No. Today I opened the wooden door. And that helps, make it more like a diary anyways. Okay. I spotted a beige pile of fluff. Why don't I add a transition phrase that helps show how one thing happened after another? So how about this? When I reached the top, I spotted a pile of beige fluff. That's better, I think. And what did I use to pick up that fluff in the movie? Oh, right, it was my tweezers. So I can write something like, retrieving my handy dandy tweezers comma. There we go. And if you notice in the last two times I added transition phrase, I've got, when I reach the top, comma, retrieving my handy-dandy tweezers, comma. There we go. So you stick that little transition phrase at the beginning, then a comma, then the rest of your sentence. Okay, what about the white wooden shelf? Instead of I saw, why don't I have something else that tells me where the location of the shelf is? So how about in the middle of the attic, comma, there is a white wooden shelf filled with all sorts of mysterious objects. I think that's better. What else can I change? Oh, here's another one that starts with I. I found a dome. Okay, instead of I found, I can do one strange object that caught my eye was a dome. There we go. Oh, and this I spotted another shelf over here. Let's stick something else at the beginning, something that shows that I'm moving deeper into the attic. So how about venturing deeper into the attic, comma, I spotted another shelf. Good. Okay, now I can keep going, knowing that my transition phrases have made it not so the same. I don't always have I anymore. What about this shelf? Oh yes, I want to describe the computer cords on the shelf, but I don't want to say computer cords. I want to describe them like there's something weird, like I've never seen before. This one was filled with what looked like tangled up plastic snakes. Unlike actual snakes, they did not have heads, and they appear to have metal wires inside them. There, I've described a computer cord, but I haven't said computer cord. I've made it seem stranger. Okay, what happened at the end of my story? Oh yes, there was the clown. Okay, so I have to describe that somehow. Then, there's another transition word, as I turned to my right, my eyes met a shocking sight. Its face, and I want to describe the clown. What was it like? I don't want to say I saw a clown, it was scary. I want to show how scary it was through description. Let's see here. Its face was pale as winter. There's a nice simile. Blue hair crawled out of the top of its head like worms. Two perfectly round spots encircled its cheeks. Ooh, sounds very scary. Its red lips were curled into a cruel grin. Do you think I can replace red with another word? What's a darker kind of red? How about crimson? There we go. Its crimson lips were curled into a cruel grin. What about the eyes? Its eyes, its blank eyes, shot me with a penetrating stare. Okay, so obviously at this point I'm really scared. So being careful not to trip over anything, I ran back down to the staircase, slid down the stairs, and slammed the door shut. I think that shows I was scared. I don't need to say I was scared. I just need to show that I was scared through my actions. I need to have some conclusion sentence now. I will venture up again tomorrow, but next time I will bring some means to defend myself. And there we have it, an explorer-style diary entry showing how I discovered the wonders of the attic. So now that I've explored my attic and written about it, what do I want you to do? Well, I'm going to ask you to explore some unknown part of your house, whether it's under your bed, in your closet, in your backyard, in your attic, in your basement, and write a diary entry just like I did. Remember to include the date at the beginning, remember to include descriptions of the weather, the surroundings, things that might be alive, things that might not be alive, and your reactions to them as you discover all of these things for the first time. Even if you've seen the things in your closet before, pretend that they are new and exciting to you, because you get to use your imagination to explore the world inside your house or in your backyard as if it were a strange and unknown place.